We'll just wait another like 2 minutes.
And get everybody in. There's always a few latecomers. We'll kick it off. We're almost at 10 or so. This is Cal Best Title. Everybody knows Robert No, formerly with Stewart Title.
Yes.
Now is a newer company. And then Andy has also been around the office at some of our office parties. I guess he's more of a account executive now, right? Not just an assistant, but Andy.
Yes. Well, first of
it's
all,
yours, Robert.
Okay. Today, thank you very much for inviting me. I'm Robert No from CalBest Title. Today that we're gonna actually go over, we have a new product. As you guys know, I know like a lot of people like the store title now, store title now, the website. We actually invent the new website. It's called Titlefy, and then it does a lot more stuff. It's very different than what we had before. And then it's not like the ordinary title profile search program. You could do so much more with this one. And then I have Andy today. He's gonna be show you how to use it and how to apply for it and what are the functions that we have. And then I just want to let you guys know that we're still working on the product right now. It's not 100% ready yet. I would say it's about 80% ready. So as of starting April, it's gonna be 100% ready. So here's Andy. Andy, you ready?
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. It's first time doing it, so let me know if it works.
Yeah.
Is it working? Everybody see my screen okay? Computer screen? Okay.
Yeah, you can share either just like the window if you want or the whole desktop, whatever's easier for you.
Good? Okay.
Yep, yeah, we see it now.
Okay, so this is our website. It's called titlefy.com. And right now we don't have sign up ready yet on the website yet. So you guys need to get the account set up. Then you guys can send Robert your contact information and he'll be able to set it up for you guys. As Robert said before in the beginning, we were more of a like technologically more advanced than other title companies before, back when we were Title 365. We kind of got away from that from store title, but now that we're with CalBest Title and we have our previous team with us, we are going more transitioning into that technology side as well as more of a service side as well. So this is a brand new website that we're putting together at this moment, and it's, as Robert said, it's not quite up yet. There are a few key like products missing, but they're going to be added on later on. So when you guys first log in, this is the page you guys are going to see. And for typing the property address, when you guys are putting up property profiles, other title companies, you have to be very, very precise with the wording, like the address. Otherwise, it doesn't know like how to search it. But this one is more like Google search. So even if you guys don't exactly type it in like as it's supposed to, it's still going to be able to search. Anyone have like property address you guys want to search for me? Any property address that we can use for example? No?
Can we do your house, Andy?
My house, no. Because right now we have a system where we can also show MLS information on our website. So if you guys have any active listings, we can put in. We could show that as an example.
So basically what it is, like when you guys adjust the title profile system, we never link with the MLS. So profile is a profile, MLS is MLS, it's always run by themselves. But right now, our new system, we're actually connected to the MLS. So let's just say if there's a home that you like to look at, then it will show as active on the MLS, pending on the MLS. Those market status are also going to show on our website as well. So it's very different than a regular property profile system. We contains more information than other title companies. And then top of that, if the property is active on the MLS, we'll be able to show all the pictures as well on our profile system as well too.
So it's not just MLS we're incorporating into our system. It's also other real estate based websites like Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com. They're all going to be on our website as well. So it's going to be like one-stop website where you can have a link to see all other different websites for the properties that are pertaining within that website. So it's going to be one website where it's going to have all the information you're going to need.
Yeah. So for example, let's just say there's a feasible like sell by owner, and then those people, they don't list their homes on the MLS, but they list their homes on Zillow these days, right? So if the property is actually on the Zillow, then it will show on our website is active in the Zillow or Trulia, stuff like that. So it's very different.
Anyone have an address I could run?
Good. Check the chat. There's 3 addresses.
Chat
at the bottom. Chat. 2214 West 165th Street in Torrance.
2214 West
165th Street in Torrance.
165th.
So as you can see, as he types, it will pick up all those similar addresses in the whole United States, not just California.
Yeah, so it's much more convenient. Previous title property profiles, we used to run it through 3 database systems. And if you word it wrongly, it's not going to be able to search it. But this one is going to be very easy. Like even if you guys don't put in like correct like street name or like a correct like lane or street or things like that, you don't even have to type that in. It just search it for you. So LA, right? This one?
No, the 2214 165th. 2214 2214 West
for the city.
West
Torrance, California.
165th. Yeah, right there.
Yeah,
We just saw that.
number 3.
Yes. So it will pick up all those similar addresses in the whole United States, but we'll show like closest addresses first in California, and then we'll go to Texas and all these different states as well.
This one's not on the market, so it's not going to show it. But if it's on MLS, it's going to show right here as listed, and the listed price. So we'll just run this as an example for non-listed property. So when you guys click into the icon for the property, it's going to take you to property profile. On the first page is details on the property, like bed, bath, square footage, things like that, overview of the property, and ownership information, property value. Our property value is unlike other title property profile system. We use what we call average valuation module. And what that is back then during 2008, you guys remember like during the house bubble, investors used to buy like properties in bulk, like 100 properties at a time. And when they do that, they cannot afford to run appraisal for each properties. So there were servicing companies where they charge like $10 to $16 per property, and they run fairly accurate estimate of the value of each property, so that investors can make better judgment on whether to get that bulk property or not. So we're from that point on, as like time progressed, like for those type of bulk properties, they're not in demand anymore. So those companies didn't have any work. Well, we contacted those companies and we contract with them to provide the same service to us as they did for those investors. So estimate value you're going to see is going to be fairly accurate. we estimate like plus or minus like $3,000 as opposed to what is supposed to be a value add. So you guys can utilize this even if you're on the buyer side. You guys can see if the listed price is fair or not, and you guys can run use this as a tool where you can kind of calculate what you should be listing the property for. And on each property value, we're going to have a timestamp as well as a confidence score, 92%. I would say 98% and higher, you guys can pretty much take that to the bank. It's going to be very accurate. So this one, 92 is still good, but yeah, you guys can take it as it is. And for valuation, if we click on that, so valuation AVM is average valuation module, and that one's value is like 737,000. And this is the range you want to see, value range. So depending on what kind of improvements the property has, you guys can put that into consideration when you guys are valuing the property. And it's going to have Zillow estimate as well, and Zillow range. So we pull all those information from external websites as well. So it's more convenient for you guys to see the entire picture of the property in one website. And just so you know, even Zillow said themselves, their valuation is less than 14% accurate. They're only confident 14% of it is accurate. So it's not that accurate for you guys to work on. So yeah, just put that into your consideration. And property taxes information. So all these later on, we're going to have hyperlinks. So if you guys want to see the property tax information on the website, on assessor's website, we're going to have hyperlink highlighted like blue, so you guys can just click and get the information. And if you guys are looking at the property, check that sheet. 1 second.
Because I just sent Andy a address. So because what I really like to show you guys today is not just a property profile system that we have. We just wanted to show you how different our property profile system is compared to any other title companies out there. Because I just sent out one of the address to Andy. That's in escrow. That's one of the TRD agents, and it's in escrow right now. But I'll always show you how it's gonna pop up in our system.
I'll check.
And the 4631 Sepulveda, that's the current listing.
Okay, I'll get onto that.
Well, you could do 2002 read on the yeah.
Another thing is we also put in foreclosure activity information on the website. So
if your client is in default, if they're missing payment, if there's an NOD, NOT on the property, these days it's hard to see, but then back in the days, 2008, 2009, there was a lot of foreclosure activity. But now our system will actually show you on the screen when you go to listing presentation, it can actually tell you they're behind on their payments or not.
Yes, and right now, because of Biden administration, they are on hold until I think June for any foreclosure. So right now, you're not going to see much activity here. But down the line, past June to September, we're expecting to see some foreclosure activity. So it's going to be convenient for you guys to see that in one website. And it's gonna be, you don't have to search for it from the history of the transactions, what's been recorded and things like that. It's going to tell you on the spot right here. And another thing is we also have Nashit built in to the first page, and all the blue areas you can change. So if you guys are listing it for more or less, you guys can change through here, and broker fees and closing estimate and taxes. If there's a city tax, you guys can add on to that too. And loan payoff, I think this one's free and clear. Otherwise, we also calculate the estimated loan amount, we calculate how much they get the loan for in the beginning, and after that what's being taken off through amortization, and we kind of make an estimated guess on the loan balance. So we have that information here if property has a loan on the property. And the closing cost is going to be escrow, title, like, inspection, things like that. You guys can put in here as well. And it's going to calculate it instantly. So it's going to be a very helpful tool for you guys to use as well. And
Try the other address.
different address. Which one am I doing? 2214? Wait. 2202? 2002.
Andy, you're missing 2. You're missing 2. Andy, you're missing 2. Yeah.
Okay.
See,
Right.
this is what I'm telling you. This is a property. Actually, the Andy Shanks listing is in escrow right now. As you can see, you'll be able to see all the pictures on the MLS. If the property is on the MLS, it's in pending. You'll be able to see all the pictures on the MLS. Not only that, when you look at it, it also shows the status. It says pending. So if you have like pending properties, active property, it will show over there.
Okay. And also listed price now is different. Before it was a estimated value. Now, since it's listed, it's gonna have listed price here.
Yes.
And estimated value is 980. So.
But as you guys know, like these market these days, a lot of people are paying overpriced.
Yes.
It's very hard to get the list. I mean, buy the property these days because high demand.
Yeah, my agents tell me they have to put in like at least 25,000 over the listed price in order to even get looked at, their offers.
Yeah, Andy, that was my comment on your accuracy on those values, because I think we're way over what most of these software companies tell us.
Yes, it's right now seller's market, so it's very tough on the buyers. Yes. Okay, so from here, let's see. So this one also, you guys can put together your farms. Let me see.
So let's just say you have a listing on this street, the 2003 Dallas Street Drive. Then what you can do, we will show you the map on the screen, and then you could actually just go ahead and drag on the map and get the neighbor whose information is right away. So you don't really have to call us and ask me if I need 200 neighbors around the property. You guys don't have to do that anymore.
Yes. And another thing is we also have hot list properties. Hot list properties, we pick out properties that are within the average stay year of the area. And also we also pick out the properties that has like positive equity in the house. And properties that are so more likely to sell as opposed to people who just moved in that are recently sold, and people who's been living there for like decade or more. Those people are not likely to sell anytime soon. So those type of properties you can just pick hot list properties, and you could also omit for sale properties and pending, recently sold, off market. Those type of things like you could also you guys can also filter out.
Andy, if I can interrupt you again. So can you define what the hottest properties, what that means? Because other software says that it's within a year, or is it?
Hot list properties for listing, or I think more heavily towards like listing side. So it's going to be, let's just say you search an area and average stay years like is like 10 years. So we'll be searching properties anywhere from like, I think like 2.5 years to 10 years. And it's going to be searching only properties with positive equity and owner occupied properties. Does that answer your question? So just the properties that are more likely to sell as opposed to other properties that are for sale or pending or recently sold. Recently sold is like 1 to 2 years. So people just move into the property, and chances are they're just starting out there and not likely to sell. So we take those properties out from the hot list properties.
So basically, way it works, based upon the area. So every area will be different. I don't know if you guys remember that when we were at the Title65 and StoreTide, we had a farming tool called Smart Farm. So right now we have the Smart Farm built it into the system now, so you guys don't have to call us anymore. So way we determine the hot properties based upon the last 12 months, based upon the area, we kind of looked at our system. We kind of looked at and see like what would be the average years that all those people around there will live in that area, and then we kind of like determine based upon that average year they live in the area, and then we do the hot search.
Okay, so if you guys click like from like the log out.
So hot properties are always based upon last 12 months. And then we put the last 12 month sales all together, and then we kind of figured it out.
Okay. So we were searching the property for property profile, and you guys want to put together a farm. Here's an icon right here with the kind of like a leaf looking.
It says create farm.
Yeah,
It looks like a
create
leaf.
farm. You guys can click on that. You guys can zoom in or out, and then you can draw the area that you want to create the farm. Let me see. You click. Just for the sake of argument, let's just make this a farm area. Now you guys can click preview. The information we were talking about, or like the information that we put into consideration for the hot list properties, we're going to be looking at the farm preview here for those type of properties. So total property research is close to 1,000 properties, and owner occupied is 857 properties, non occupied 109, and hot list properties from this list is 67. And if you look at this, turnover is like 4.2%, which is not bad nowadays. Like nowadays, I've seen like close to 5% on average. Before, when market was pretty active, it was like 10% or more. But nowadays, like 4%, I think is enough area.
You just complain right now.
我要吃，晚上才吃。
Okay, so from this total number of properties, you guys can see like within 1 year, like past 12 months, 41 properties got sold. So if you guys are farming this area, you guys can expect to see around like 41 properties that are getting sold every year from 1,000 properties. And so you guys can have better estimate on what you guys can expect to get back from the farm area if you guys, if you guys are diligently working the area for the farm, okay? And you save it, you'll be able to see more information like in detail. And just so you know, this is live update. So any new information that pops up is going to get updated on your farm. So if new listing that came up and is listed, then it's going to take that out from your list. So it's going to be easy to work with once you set up a farm area. And you guys can work with that, farm data like over and over, and it's going to have like new information like constantly added and subtracted from the data. And let's see, okay. So average length of stay is 12 years in this area. So positive equity is like 97% of the properties have positive equity. And the average equity, you guys have that data here as well. And the average valuation, so properties like on average, how much are they getting sold for is 1,066,000, and average square footage and average age of property. So when you guys are putting together a farm area, you guys can look at that data and see if it makes sense for you or not. So what you guys will be more paying attention to will be turnover rate and average length of stay. So some areas like near school district, average stay years could be anywhere from like 4 to 8 years. They have more higher turnover. So those type of areas are good to market. So if you guys are going to have one area that you're going to be farming over and over, it's good to take a look at this data before setting yourself to farm that area territory. And if you guys want to make a label, you guys can export and then create label from there. And yeah, and you guys can also, save that export and, send to Robert, and he can print the labels and send it to you as well.
Carol just asked about, will there be phone numbers included? No. As a title company, we used to have a phone numbers, but not anymore. We have to use a separate system for the phone numbers. But if you guys do need the phone numbers, I could get the phone numbers, but then there will be a home number. So we don't have any access to the mobile numbers, but we do have access to their home numbers. But as you guys know, not that many people are using their home numbers. So I'll say 50% of their numbers that we provide will probably not gonna be very accurate. So if you guys are okay with that, I could probably provide that to you guys as well.
In the MLS, there's also a software. So like this farm package you guys have with 1,000 homes and 63, they could go into the MLS and buy, I believe it's like $1 per number or $3 for a whole family of numbers as well. So that way they could compare your phone numbers to those and see which ones are more accurate.
Okay.
That's a lot of money, $1 per number.
So also, like, we have filters for farms. So if you guys wanna, like 1,000 properties in an area, that's kind of a lot, and it's going to be a lot of time if you guys are doing door knocking, and if you guys are doing like mailers, it's going to cost a lot of money. So if you guys wanna just do highest properties, that's only 60 something properties you guys are targeting from this area. So you guys can span out and put together just the highest properties. That's gonna be targeting like thousands of properties for a smaller amount of property units. So,
And Andy, if I could interrupt again, I'm sorry to keep interrupting you, but yeah, I agree. And I think that's what our focus at our office meeting in May, if we could talk about this, because anybody that's farming or any new agent that wants to farm, they can take an area of 1,000 to 2,000 homes and just focus on that 60 to 100 hot properties, hit them every week. And even if there's a successful farmer in the neighborhood, usually they only go through the area once a month or so. And in a matter of just a couple of months, they could have a dozen visits to that house.
yes.
Yes.
A lot of people get overwhelmed because they think they have to hit up like tens of thousands of homes in order to get a listing. But you guys have to like do more of a target marketing. So you guys are taking up properties that are less likely to sell anytime soon, and just focus your efforts and your dollars to properties that are more likely to sell. And we have that list put together in Highest Properties. And as you saw, like from 1,000 homes in this area alone, it's only like 60 homes you guys are marketing. And so it's not going to be a lot of time and cost of money in terms of marketing funds that's going to be affecting you as much as you think, because you don't get overwhelmed. Like 1,000 properties, you guys only targeting 60, and over here, like every year, 40 properties are getting turnover like every year. So if you guys just target 60 properties there, and if like just maybe 20% of that homes get sold, and you guys get just a fraction of that, it's still very good. It's they're getting sold like 1 million and up in this area. Okay.
And then not just that, what you guys can see, like when you guys just send out the mail out, it will reach you to the listing, and the property is also in the escrow as well. But then like if you like filter by yourself with our system, you don't, as you can see, there's an option that you could take out anything active, anything pending, stuff like that, recently sold. That way you also save some money on your farming side as well too. You could just go ahead and target hot properties, and then properties not been on the market for a while, and then not recently sold, not active, not pending. You can actually take those out from our system.
I believe this is just a residential area, but yeah, you could also take out like commercials, lots, like multiplex. And another thing is you could, if you want to just target owner occupied, you could do that. Or if you want to target just non-owner occupied, who may be just renting them out or out of state, you want to target just those type of specific people, you guys can do that. So you guys can get very creative with this list and how you can customize.
So Andy, I don't know if you can do this on the fly here, but for example, of those 67 homes, can you filter out how many of those are non-owner occupied?
Yes, we just click right here, non-owner occupied. And
Apply
then we
filter.
picked all the residential properties. And
But you'd also have to put in the factor of the hot properties.
yes, I click right here with the
Oh,
check
okay.
mark. So you can see like whichever criteria you want to put into factor is check marked.
Got it?
And
Apply filter.
let's see. And also other factors you guys can also put in,
The bedroom counts, bathroom counts, stuff like that at the bottom.
right? Estimated equity. I mean, it doesn't think those really don't matter that much. But another thing is, as we saw here, is like the minimum like length of ownership is like 10 years on average for turnover. So you guys can also maybe do like maybe 4 years to maybe 10 years. Then that can also make it more precise and like lessen the amount of properties that you guys have to physically market, and just target the properties that are more likely to sell. We could do it like from 2 years to 10 years. And let me see. Yeah, we'll apply that. So 0, 0. So that turned out 0, but total is 32. So all non-owner occupied, I guess.
Well, that may be, I would take out that criteria on the length of ownership that you had up above.
Let me see.
Owner occupied.
Okay, yeah, take that out, yeah.
Still 0. So I think most
You
are.
could, you might wanna.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
take
owner
out the off.
How's that possible? Maybe owner occupied, most are owner occupied in this area. We have 67. So I think most of the homes here are not rented out. They're
Well,
owner occupied.
You know, just to your right there, you show that there's 91 non-owner occupied.
Oh, that's
Total.
total.
They're not in the hot, I guess
That's
they're not in
about
the hot
They're not
property.
in the
Yeah.
hot
It's about
list.
10% of that track.
So
I think somehow we're missing something, but that's great that we can search that.
let's try one more time. Apply filter and it's not showing anything though.
Yeah, that's okay. You know, my point is I would think typically if there's 60, there's going to be maybe 10 or 15 that are non-owner occupied, you know, as a percentage of that.
Yeah, it depends on the area. I think this area more heavily like owner occupied area. So
Yeah, that would be a great way to, I think that would be a great way to market in today's market when some of these non-owner occupied properties, especially if they're out of state, they may not know what's going on. And if you did an area of, let's say 4,000 or 5,000 homes and you got 50 non-owner occupied that were in that hot list, I think that would be a great market to go after. As you're talking about, Andy, to target your marketing.
yes, so
I won't interrupt you anymore.
area if like maybe Gardena may have like more non-owner occupied. So let me see. Make a farm. Let's try somewhere more like average price area. Maybe Compton or Gardena. We'll try a bigger area and see if you know, we could get a better list. Ooh, there's too many properties. Still too many. Okay, there's about 2,000 homes and 73 on these properties. And we'll do what Mr. Durf wanted with the filter for Holly's properties.
Hey, Ronnie,
And
it's Helen Yi. You don't have to call back, Ronnie, but I just want to let you know that I did send you a letter. Can you please review it and let me know if it looks okay or if you want to add or change anything on the letter? That would be greatly.
I don't know, maybe I might have to play around with this.
You have
Still
both
not showing anything.
family and multi-units checked. You can't be both.
Let me see. Okay, from here,
There's just something.
all checked and just no one occupy.
No, if you go back up, you have right here. You have single family. It can't be all of these. A house can't be a single
Oh,
family.
I think it's searching for any properties like that are single family condo or townhouse. It's
Why-
not like,
Yeah,
it
why don't
doesn't
you
have to
try-
apply like everything,
Try just single family
just single, okay.
and non-owner. There you go.
Yeah, nothing showing up. Well, that's how you use it.
So kind of like play with it a little bit. We gonna play with it a little bit too. But like I said, our system is like 90% ready. Probably by April, beginning of April, it's gonna be up and running for 100%. And so once that everything's active, that you guys be able to pull out all those recording deed and deed of trust and all this kind of stuff. And then the farming will be more accurate, and then a lot of more stuff's gonna be more accurate. But for right now, it's about like 85, 90% ready, but you could still use it. You could get those kind of information. And then what's my call it? The you'll be able to pull out like farming data and stuff.
And another thing is we are going to be adding like more information. So later on, we're going to have hyperlinks for recorded document image search. So right now we don't have it yet, but later on, if you guys want to pull up grant deed or deed of trust and things like that, it's going to be all highlighted. So you guys just click on that and it's going to pull image directly from the assessors and you guys can see the actual recorded document images. And yeah, another thing is it's good idea to not just use like company provided like one account. It's good to have your own account because when you guys are sharing this, you guys have your own information here. And it's going to look much more professional. On the first page, it's going to have your information prepared by, and it's going to have your client's name and email. So when you guys are putting it together, you can also put your picture and your company logo. So it's going to make it look much more professional looking when you guys are sending emails to your clients. Okay.
Any questions? So wait for you to set up the account. All you gotta do, just go ahead and take a picture of your business card and send it to me, or text me, email me, whichever you prefer. I need to send that over to our account manager team, then they'll set it up for you. So address for the website is www.titlefy, TITLE, F as in Frank, Y as in Young.com. And then your ID will be always your email address that you provide on your business card. And the password, that we're gonna send you the temporary password to your email. So once you send it over to me, within maybe a couple hours later, you're gonna receive an email from our Titlefy team and about your temporary password. Once you get the temporary password, you need to change it to your regular password as well.
Robert, could you put the address in the chat?
Yeah, of course. I'm gonna do it right now. Done. So again, your ID will be always your email address.
Hmm.
So if you guys want this account, just go ahead and take a picture of your business card and send it to me, then I'll set it up for you.
And it's very easy to operate. But if you guys have any questions, you guys can let us know.
Oh, and then also, so on the top, it shows address, like you could search by the address, but remember the other title system that you have to click either address or owners or trust like that. But over here, you could just, if you could just go ahead and type owner's name as there over there as well. We don't have a different section for you to put owner's name. If you only know the owner's name, you could just type in the owner's name there instead of address. See, it says type address, owner, city, or zip.
Okay.
Any other questions that you guys have?
I don't see any in the chat.
Thank
Well,
you.
everybody's
Yeah,
got Robert's,
email me
email.
or text me your business card, and I'll set it up right away for you guys.
And Robert says Robert knows 01 at Gmail. That was
Gmail,
you.
yes,
then-
robertno01@gmail.com. Yes, my number 310-357-9611. Thank you for your time.
Yes,
Let's make
thanks,
a
Robert.
great day
Thanks for
together.
hosting
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.